as you might all have seen me play before. Without too much further ado, because this game is a bit of a long one, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So this is Kickle Cubicle. The main game features 4 zones. And first 3 are food themed. Basically, the whole world's been frozen, and you, the walking, snow-breathing snowman, has to save the world from being frozen. Don't ask me why that's the way it is. It's just the way it is. So as you go, you save each zone one at a time over apparently a world of ice and oceans. Reflooding the world. It's not a bad thing. Trust me, it's not a bad thing. You free the flying, talking veggies and fruits and candies, and eventually toys. I will go ahead and take the time to read off some of the things these things say, because some of it's kind of like talking vegetables. The beautiful fantasy kingdom is now under the rule of the Wizard King. The ravishing palaces were hidden, and these islands were made to confine us. Kickle, please get the palaces and revive the fantasy kingdom. So each one of these areas is shaped like its theme. In this case, we have a turnip. We are going to go ahead and use these. Normally, we don't really use these too much because it's not really necessary. Why not? Could be fun. So there's only a few power-ups in the game that you would use. There's also these points, because you know we're all in these kind of games for points. I'm gonna go collect some points. Lol. You just saved some peppers. Hope you enjoy peppers. We got some of them. So like I said, there are 4 worlds. We're going to try to do our best to beat through them all in about an hour. I have done it in about an hour, but I've not been up to snuff very much for the past couple of days. So if in the worst case scenario, we do not finish all of the 4 worlds in the time that I enjoy, or time that it's been promised, we will go ahead and use the save state to go straight to the Wizard King so you can see the end of the game. Which I'm pretty sure I still have hanging out here. Like I said, there's only a few power-ups. There are 1-up parts. There are the P-bombs, which freeze everything on the screen. There's also a special hidden ring item. Nope. Okay. We got you. There's also these guys. They're the only ones that you can freeze and push around. The other things that you freeze, you can either just run into and break, or if you freeze it and you try to push it, it'll actually break out of the ice and kill you. You'll see those as we go along. I forget exactly the name of these creatures, but it's all good. It's all good. Which is kind of funny. Talking about Kickle being the ice-spinning snowman here. He's got earmuffs on. So, I mean, he's conscious of the weather, at least. Here's the second creature that we finally see in the game. This is the chicken. The chicken does 2 things. Runs around and annoys you. Potatoes! Runs around and annoys you. And if it sees an ice block, we'll try to kick it. That comes into play in further puzzles. Alright, we got the rabbit island here. There's our next creature, that's the owl. The owl is a pain in the backside. I need you to come over here, please. Grab this. The owl is a pain because... Oh, hey, you know what? You know what? I'm going to take this. This is the other power-up. This doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's a little special mini-game. It basically lets you collect a bunch of points, and it has no purpose other than points. It is not faster, it does not make things any easier, but you know what? Points. Sure. And we can't get the other thing, so it'll just end. You only see that really if you get enough. I believe it's either you get enough points or you survive long enough, and you don't necessarily see that on every single level. Because we all in it for the points. No. So we're going to try to do this as fast as we can. Some of what I'm doing is not necessarily speed strats. Some of it is going to be as close to speed strats as I can get. Sub 1 hour is absolutely possible. Also, get used to the music. You're going to be hearing it repeating quite a bit. There's about 15, I believe, about 15 or so stages per level, give or take. We've got 4 worlds. I didn't want you to do that. Freeze that guy. Again, I do apologize for coughing and hacking and whatnot. Alright, so we're introduced to another enemy. These Spinies, they are invincible to all of your attacks. You cannot hurt them. You cannot freeze them. And that is not the fastest version of those that you'll see. Those get really nasty really quick. Hey, we saved the pumpkins. Yay for pumpkins. So if you're asking yourself, is this all you do all game? Yes and no. It does change it up a little bit once you get to the bosses. You'll see some of those here soon. Go. Saving Gardenland, one piece of the ice turnip at a time. So basically, like I said, this jerk of an ice wizard froze everybody's lands, and he froze everybody. Froze everybody in place. It's like, hey, I'm Ice Wizard. I'm the Wizard King. Y'all gotta listen to me, yar. And so Kickle's gonna run up in there and bust him for being not good. Unfortunately, unlike the Demon King, as you saw in Lolo. I need you to not do that, please. Thank you. Got it. It's going to take a little bit more than just blocking and egging him. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Oh, not quite what I meant, but that's okay. And we'll take both of y'all. Yeah, it's a good game. Wow. when I'm playing it. But I apologize if my commentary is a little light. Like I said, I've been fighting a really nasty flu or cold here for the past couple of days, so I was actually concerned I wasn't going to be able to do this, but I think we're all right. Hey, back here. You can speed this up a little bit by utilizing your blocks. So there's two abilities that Kickle has. He has the Ice Breath and the blocks. I don't believe anything can break through those blockers, which is great because, you know, it'd be bad if they could. So also we see here our first or possibly second instance of the 1-up, which is cool. We don't really need it, so we probably won't be collecting it. I do say probably, but I lied. We're gonna get it. At this point, it was just convenient. Hey, we saved the tomatoes, or the tomatoes, potato, french fry, onion rings, all the same thing. Hurry up, Pickle, climb the vine, which is going to sprout here, and you can reach the palace. A monster is in the palace, scaring the princess. That's it, just scaring the princess. Please destroy him. Wow, vindictive little tomato. Destroy him. So I will warn you, if you're watching this now, if you stick with me, a few of these transition screens that you see here are very, very seizure warning. Especially, I believe, the end of the third world. So I will warn you again before each of the boss battles. Again, do kind of be careful if you have any problems with seizure issues. Because I will say this, the flashing lights of this game are probably some of the worst flashing that I've seen in any video game that I've ever played. You'll see what I mean for those who are able to look at the screen. But we're past that for this one. So, our first boss is a supersized chicken named Coke. Welcome, Kickle. I've been waiting for you. So every one of the bosses has pretty much the same modus operandi. They try to get as close to you as possible and jump on you while throwing something that you can either freeze or that breaks apart that you can kick back at them. And we have saved Princess. That's supposed to be Princess Pumpkin, but they called her Princess Pumpa. I'm sorry. Oh my, dear Kickle, you saved me. There are 4 palaces in the Fantasy Kingdom, but the Wizard King came and took all of them. Get back all of the palaces. Alright. So, land number 2, the Fruit Land. Dog, you have absolutely wonderful timing. I may need to pause to let him out because he's probably going to whine about it until I do. Alright, so, again, I did mention earlier that these spikes are pretty nasty. You gotta be very careful about them. You should go lay down, huh? You should go lay down. It's not time for you yet. Pumpkin, yes. It's supposed to be Pumpkin, Princess Pumpkin, but the problem is there's not enough space on there, obviously, for that, so... Now, you could be incredibly safe here and do this. absolutely not necessary to go quite this extreme, but we're going to play a little bit safe here. We've unlocked the melons. Oh, hi, dog. Yeah, that was a cap coming down at your face. Move. I have attacked you, and he's running away. Alright, here's our next enemy. That is the clown, whose ability is throwing beach balls at you. We're going to take this one easy as well. And we're not running that backwards would be great. Alright, we got it. Also, hi, dog developer. Also, hi, Kapow, and Mike is a fighter in the background there. The lurk. Alright, easiest way to do this one safely is just go ahead and build these up as you go along. If you're feeling adventurous, you can go over here and grab some points. I'm not really into points. Relax, puppy. Alright, so here we have an interesting level where we really start getting into the nitty-gritty of shenanigans. Also our next enemy, the owl, which I think we ran into an owl before. The problem with the owl is if you freeze him, he looks like he's a frozen block and you can push him. But if you try, it'll actually break the ice, and he'll actually pop out of it just fine, and he'll actually kill you. It is a one-hit death if you touch any of the creatures on the screen. I guess that's not really terribly surprising. But yes, it is. Ow, I just screwed that up. That's fine. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. Cough. Don't worry about that. It's fine. That is a Tanuki. Could be. As this is not a Nintendo-based game, Nintendo license per se, or made by Nintendo. I don't think it's a Tanuki. I think it's just an owl. But could be me. Could be me. Here we're reintroduced to the cannons. The cannons will always try to shoot towards you, and they can easily be blocked. You can block them with a wall or an ice block, either way. I think these are oranges. Could use an orange right now. Our palace was sunken into the ocean together with our princess. Ah, poor princess. Kickle, please help her out. Yeah, sure. That's what I'm doing. You don't have to ask me again. I'm already in the process. Saving the world. That's what I do. Lol. Alright. We're going to use our amazing talent here and build some ice bridges. This guy kind of sucks. Wait. I'm going to block him. Well, it's sure, but I'm still going to consider them. I'm still going to consider it an owl, but it has no tail, or it does. I don't know. Maybe it does. Take it as you will. It's whatever you want it to be. All right. So here's one of the wonderful uses of springs. Put that there. I'm gonna break it. All right. Excuse me. Whoops. First death. Unintentional. I'm not, actually. Cough. So here we get reintroduced to the hammers. I think we saw a hammer earlier, but basically how the hammers work, depending on what direction they're facing, essentially, is the direction that they will actually hit whatever ice block you smoke into them. So if it's pointing to the left, it will hit it to the left. Pointing to the right, it'll hit it to the right. So it's really the best way to figure those out. The hammers become one of the more interesting puzzles of the game. There's actually 2 hammer puzzles that are amazingly difficult the first time you play it, but most of the puzzles, once you understand the solution, aren't as bad as they seem. Like this one, it looks a lot more complicated than it really is. It's not that I don't like taking stuff to help out with problems. It's just I forgot the last time to take it. Thank you for reminding me. Alright, so here we go. Here's one of the puzzles. This is actually not one of the ones I was talking about, but you get the idea. So yeah, one of the things I had to deal with as a kid was figuring out how exactly this worked. I could never mentally grasp how the work goes. But as soon as you associate the direction that the hammer is pointing is the direction that you're going to get the victory swunk, as it were, you should be good, much better to go. The victory swunk. Also, yes, there are some cases in this game where you can actually have these in-game critters, these spike. Oh, what are you doing? You don't do that. I have only seen it do that a few times. What are you doing? These guys are misbehaving something fierce right now. They're just like going across the map. Oi. Oi. Oi, I say. And oi. Alright, some more of the lovely bouncing puzzles here. So we're gonna tag somebody here. Yeah, we'll just let you have your fun there. So one of the cool things is once it hits the end of the spring there, you can push it in a new direction. You cannot do that at any other point during the traveling, but you can do it once it's gotten to the spring and hit it. You can actually run up to it and push it in a different direction. That again is also a strategy that you'll have to remember for later as well. So here's one of the fun tricksy things that they're going to let us do here. We're going to do this here. Remember it again, the direction that you point it, this is the direction it goes. And we got it. Alright, 2 more levels in a boss and we're done with Fruitland. So here you have to pay attention to the way the spikes are moving. And it's really troublesome if you don't, because you're just going to get rolled by a spike if you don't. And free. I'll keep that in mind, Dave. Alright, so here's a troublesome looking puzzle. Not terribly so, but we will modify the landscape here. So So one of the neat things in this game that can help you or really, really, really hurt you is that in this game you can do one of the quick turns, meaning that if you just tap the direction, Kickle will actually turn in the direction that you pointed, and you can actually poop. You can actually turn in the direction that you point. The problem is, and the reason why this is going to be a hindrance, is that you can actually end up not tapping it long enough and wind up getting yourself killed. Or, yeah, exactly like that. You can tap it too long when you're trying to do a quick turn and end up walking through a tile, or you don't tap it long enough and don't move and get yourself killed. So it's both a blessing and a curse of sorts. We're going to do this a little safer now that we've messed it up once. I'm going to block you in. Oop. Not what I meant to do. That's fine. Again, that's exactly what I just said. Exactly what I just said was going to be a problem. You tap it too quickly, or not enough, you don't get the action that you want. That's exactly what I was saying was going to happen. There's no reason to lose at this point. There's no reason to lose at this point. These puzzles are not that difficult. As you can see, most of the mistakes are made just by making oopsie. That was a silly mistake. We're gonna cross the streams here. There we go. Oh, thank you, Kickle. Now the second palace is reappearing. Is the princess still safe and sound? Well, she's locked in her room. She's probably alright. Please, Kickle, beat that hateful monster. Again, these are really vindictive foods. Okay, possibly seizure warning. Possibly seizure warning. First, the tomatoes want me to crush the demon. Then these guys want me to just mash him. I tell you what, these are some very, very vindictive foods. They want their revenge for being frozen in the ice. I want my revenge for being frozen in the ice this winter weather. Who do I get revenge against? Who do I save to Kickle to go crush? Grandfather Weather? I don't know. Alright, now we have Pyro, a giant clown. The clown, unlike the first boss, will throw a ball that will hit a wall, and then we can go ahead and use that to... Okay. Yep. He's probably going to jump. Yep, there he goes. And I'm just going to go ahead and dodge over here, and he's going to... There we go. Well, poo. Alright. Gotcha. Gotcha. And that's World 2. 2 more to go. Now the fourth world is by far the most difficult world. So that's one I'm pretty sure that it can go pretty poorly. Princess Lutea. The palace has recovered. You are great, Kickle. Anna. You must still get back 2 palaces. How dare you? No, I don't want you to go alone to fight that horrible monster. We have no one else to rely upon. Please save them all. There's another Kickle can out there? Just one Kickle? Anyways, Cake Land. We like our sweets, right? Y'all like sweets? We're gonna go get a fork. We're gonna go stab some sweets. Don't tell the sweets that, though. So again, we have another level that's very, very much troublesome looking. But fear not, my friends. This is not as troublesome as it may seem. Maybe you don't run into into all things. Cake Land, I want to live there. The inhabitants of Cake Land might not appreciate that very much. So I believe the world record for this, for all 4 worlds, is somewhere in the realm of about 45 minutes. My personal best is about 55 or so. Alright, shooting gallery, let's go. Alright. How dare you, sir? Nice. There we go. So now I need to kind of wait for that to come back. There we go. Yes, a world filled with cakes, donuts, ice cream, flan, and other jellies. Delicious. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do my best to get my time down a little bit. Alright, here we have our, I believe, the last character that we're gonna run into that's an enemy. A standard enemy, I should say. These are the shieldmen. The shieldmen are a pain in the bupkis because, as you could and would and will assume, the shieldmen can actually reflect your ice shots back at you. And there we go. However, if you hit them from the sides, the back, they won't. So they're troublesome. But they're not too bad to deal with. Real cake was the friends we made all the way along. How sweet. Lol. Let's see. I suppose I didn't need to do that. That's okay. So, as a note, these ice blocks do eventually melt, and you can see from the top, there's this one melting. You can actually unmelt it by freezing it again. So yes, the goal of that stage is to get to the end of that before that block melts. You can replace it with another freezable, but it's better not to. Alright, so we're going to do some trickery here. Alright. So, here's where things get kind of crappy. We need that to get over there. Who thinks I should go for that? Doing it. One-ups are absolutely not necessary. This game, much like the Adventures of Lolo, you get infinite continues and start from the stage you died. Our palace is sealed in the crystal ball by witchcraft. Yet we are not afraid. You can rescue us for sure. I trust you. Bad ditch of character. So like I said, we're going to do our best to make it through this game in under an hour. I'm not going to guarantee that it won't be flawless, and I'm not going to guarantee... Oh yeah, here's another character. These guys really suck because the Ninja Turtles here will buzz across the screen. As soon as they jump in their shell, you cannot freeze them, and they are very, very fast. They are very, very troublesome. This isn't the worst stage for them, though. Despite having 8 of them there. They're not bad. Alright. So here's a fun one. Ready for this one? Whoa! Alright. We're gonna wait for this guy to come down. We'll just deal with him. Baguettes. 3 players. Would you like a baguette? I would like a baguette. A little nice, warm, crispy baguette with some butter. Oh, delicious. Okay, this one might cause some problems, so give me a few moments, and I will get this one done. This is one of those ones that I can never quite remember the pattern for. I believe you basically just keep. Oh no. Yes. Your turtle's gonna get me. take you out because you're going to give me problems if I don't. There we go. By the way, another fun trick is you can actually push the hammer into enemies and it will kill them. So if they're standing anywhere on a hammer platform and you push it, it will slam into them and it will kill them. So that can be a very valid tactic later on if you need to clear out some enemies. Most of the enemies do respawn, so it's not necessarily always worth it. Alright, so we're going to freeze all these guys, because it's going to make my life a little easier. Alright, so, ow! The goal there is to push one of those blocks to the top. Because we're introduced to yet another tile, and these tiles are breaker blocks. So if you run into, throw an ice brick into a breaker block, it will break. But, let's see. Oh, buddy. Yeah, we didn't do what I wanted to do there. Whoops. I tell you what. Let's let the spike ball go back in its home. And, there we go. Too good for your home? You think so? Yeah, Kickle Cubicle's a fun little game. It was one of those oddball, quiet games that not ever really saw or knew was out there. But my family, my dad was in a puzzle game, so this definitely made the list. And it's a cutesy little game. Alright, so yeah, look at that. I see the tail. I stand corrected. This is definitely a Tanuki. Let's see. Oh, bugger. I don't know which way to go. Yeah, it's definitely a Tanuki. Well, that is certainly one way of doing it. Threat. It is absolutely a Tanuki. There's the tail. So I always called it an owl. I always saw it looked very owlish. But with the association of a Tanuki, a shapeshifter, that does make more sense. Alright, so here's a level of acrobatics and speed. So we're just gonna blast through this thing. No! Again, as I said earlier, one of the biggest pluses and hindrances of this game is that if you do not hold the directional pad enough, you can wind up not crossing a tile. And you absolutely need to finish this before that ice block melts, because that spike ball will be able to come and kill you. Okay, so easy peasy here. We're going to go ahead and utilize the hammer. We're going to utilize it this way first. Doesn't matter which way you do it. You do have to reset it in between uses because you do need this to go up. And you do need the other side to point left. The difference here is... Alright, 4 more levels in Cake Land, and then we have the horrifying but amazingly doable, Rule 4. Burger time! Yes, in Cake Land we have burgers. Get your burgers out, you got the burgers. So the first level of World 4 is incredibly BS, and you'll see what I mean here shortly. It's just utter 100% BS. However, gosh darn it. But I'll show you some magic tricks that you'll just be amazed. You won't believe how easy it is. Kicking chickens. Here's where we again use them to our advantage. Two more levels of Cake Land and then the boss. So we fought the chicken boss. We fought the chicken boss. We fought the... Ooh, hey, buddy. What's going on? How you doing? I did that wrong. Hey. Enough of your shenanigans, sir. Sir. Yeah, but the I'm gonna try the absolute utter awesome speed strat, which I totally didn't steal from anybody. Actually, I technically didn't, but it's probably the speed strat anyway. So regardless of whether I stole it or not, is irrelevant because it makes sense and it works. Oops! I let a turtle loose. Let's get him out of the way. Alright, so we need to do this. This. So take your guesses which boss this is going to be. We fought the chicken. We fought the clown. Who do you think's next? I have been long waiting for this moment. Now the seal will break in the crystal. Major Caesar warning, by the way. We'll break in the crystal ball. A turtle monster. Well, there you go. Ruined it. Is said to be in the palace. He is said to be very tough. Kickle, be on your guard. Again, very much Caesar warning. I cannot stress enough how Caesar warning this is. And I'm not even kidding. This is the worst. You ready for it? You ready for it? Here it comes. Ah, good stuff. Every time. Alright, now we get to fight the turtle boss. We get to fight... Le Turtle. Kapan! You are kickle. I will punish you. But why? I didn't do anything. So he's going to throw shells at me. And then he's going to promptly go into his shell form and bounce around all over the place. Each one of these bosses takes a few more hits every single boss you... Oh! Every single boss you fight. Crap! Went the wrong way. First boss is like 3, second is 4. I think this guy's 4 or 5. Oop, I did not want to do that. Oh. And they do crush their own stuff they leave behind. And that was World 4. We've got 17 minutes to attempt the final world. We're going to need probably every single one of those minutes. Princess Crema. Is this a dream? Am I now out of the crystal ball, and yet... Only when all the 4 palaces are recovered, the fantasy kingdom revives. For I say, Kickle, get back to the fantasy kingdom. Sure. And a not food-themed level. Toyland. Guns, look away. Alright, here we go. Speed strats, you ready for this? You ready for this? I'm not. Let's go. Yep, I missed it. I stepped too far. This level is utter bullcrap. I'm just saying. This is one of, I think, 2 or 3 levels that are literally just bullcrap. But that's a speed strat. Because it's very, very hard to time those. And if you let them bounce around too long, they get really out of whack and it gets kind of crazy. No, that's not a gun. It's a water pistol. It's fine. Totally terms of service. It's fine. Alright, here. Oh, we made a mistake. Yeah, we're dead. First game over. That's fine. Alright, so this is World 4. This is the final world of the game. On this end of this world, we will get to face the mighty Wizard King. I did it again! Alright, which way are you going? Thank you. Step back in place, thank you. So you're supposed to use these ice blocks to stun or kill these guys, but I, for some reason, kept missing them. I don't know why. Weapon looks over, sees his calendar, and is like, I need to change my calendar. It is the 16th. I've been up all night. Alright, so here's another level that's kind of BS. There's a couple ways you can play this. I'm going to play it safe. I was going to play it safe, but unfortunately... Again, another kind of BS round. Those sparks are really rough to deal with. Especially on that first stage that you saw me having to deal with them. They're really stinking stupid. Alright, so here's a fun level utilizing your knowledge of the cannons. You gotta be very careful not to get hit by the cannons. There we go. And I did exactly the one thing I shouldn't have done. Shoot, yeah, get that Simpsons co-op in there. Get it in there. I want to see it. You want to see it. Let's get it in there. There we go. And this is how that level should have looked. Again, ignore the fact that I'm a kickle scrub. Toy soldiers floating around there. Like I said, worst case scenario, if we can't manage to finish Kickle within a reasonable amount of time, I will go ahead and warp down to the final boss. Because, you know, you all want to know, you all want to see the majesty of the Wizard King. Y'all want to know. Y'all want to know? I want to know. I don't recall who the Wizard King is. I've never seen him before. Alright, we're going to match that. We're going to wait. That wouldn't have mattered. Well, we got the Santa hats, because, you know, when you think Toyland, Santa hats. Oh, yeah. By the way, these are all living creatures that we're releasing. So the Santa hats, living creature. All the fruits and veggies and cakes that we've released, living creatures. Nope. Oh, I've never had that happen before. This has never happened before. So what happened there was the ice block was pushing the creature, and it was killing it. And for some reason, it ignored the hitbox there. Ah! Suppose I didn't have to do it that way. This is one of those troublesome levels, so bear with me. Alright. Not so perfect. Alright, we've got some living socks. Some living stockings. Let's go. Well, these are going to talk to me. Our palace is said to have been hidden in a faraway world. If only I were young, I could fight together with you. Kickle, my boy. Be careful and good luck. Yeah, all of these flying, floating vegetables, fruits, toys, cakes, not one of them lifts a finger to help you. Not one. Rude. There you go. We're going to use the Tanuki power there. Nope. Alright. See, that's what happens if you try to break a Tanuki. Good. Ooh. Woo! And jukes. And jukes. And we got the creepy dolls. Creepy Raggedy Anns. Alright, we're about halfway through the stage. We got 10 more levels. And then the boss. So this one is an unusual level. So if I were playing this right... There we go. There we go. Perfect. He's going to kick that over there. I'm going to wait for the screw attack here to run through and grab the final one there. Okay, 9 more levels in the final boss. I think we can do this. Pretty sure we can. I have faith. Okay. Badge is a character. Again, kicker skeletons. Get to utilize their powers once more. Okay, we need to be on this side. So this one's kind of tricky because, again, remember that these shield guards cannot be frozen from the front, and they tend to get in your way very, very easily. Like this over here. And they do charge you. If you're standing in front of them for too long, they will actually charge you. So you can't just camp out in the corner and wait for the ice block to come by. You have to wait and move just as the ice block's coming through. Otherwise, they'll just charge through you. Alright, this is a very tricky hammer puzzle. I mentioned earlier there's a few of these really nasty ones. This is, in fact, one of them. And I screwed up. I'm just going to insta-kill myself because that was wrong. You need to do it top down. So you kill the top one, you kill the second one, and then you kill the third one. So top hammer, second hammer, third hammer. And that unlocks this one to the right. And if you're feeling fancy, you can go ahead and do this. Let these guys come through. Block it, and you can. And Christmas tree. So Toyland should really be Christmas land. So canon, Pickle Cubicle is a Christmas game. I mean, you are literally a walking, talking snowman who is trying to save a frozen tundra of the world. Dang it. Dang it. Oh, hey. You know what? We'll take it. Look at this. Oh. Oh, my goodness. Maybe I shouldn't have taken it. There's so many mushrooms. Mario would be proud. Oh, my goodness. There are so many mushrooms here. So many mushrooms. So many mushrooms. Why are there so many ostriches? There's so many ostriches. Why are there so many ostriches? Thankfully, we don't have to endure that. I could have just finished it, but you know what? Why not? You don't see those very often as it is, so why not? Alright, so here you're racing the spikes. I lost. Save the kingdom, Kickle. Yeah, try it. Alright, so we're gonna do this a little safer. I went the wrong side. Oh, darn. Alright. Yeah, they only round the outer edges, so as soon as you get in there, you're safe. Again, another issue where I didn't hold the button long enough in a direction, so I got rolled. And we should be safe here. There we go. Eggplant Man! Alright, so we got 4 minutes, so we're close enough. I think I could probably just go over estimate just a little bit. Give our next presenter a little bit of extra breatheway here. Alright, so here we got a fun puzzle. Oh, buddy! Alright, here's a fun one. We get to actually get chased by the spike, or rather, chase the spike to start. Always do that. Always end up freezing the wrong thing. So the goal of this one is to be chased by the spike and freeze the little blobbies here, and hopefully make a bridge at some point. And you do have to keep moving, otherwise this spike will catch up to you. Can you go hit that block, please? Sweet. Oh, I disagree. I very much disagree, game. I actually very much disagree with that. I'm gonna go ahead and freeze you. That's very nice. Hey, can I freeze you right there? Got it. I'm going to go overestimate a little bit here, but we're close enough to the end of the game. I don't think we're going to go over by too much. We've got 3 more levels in the boss. Alright, here we go. We got puzzle time. You like puzzle time? I like puzzle time. It's fine. Oh, you jerk. We do need this block, so we're going to do this. We're going to pop this. Yeah, we did that. So we're going to stop her here if we don't want to die. Got it. One of the few games that'll go over estimate in the marathon. I apologize. But you get to see the whole game. Actually, you don't technically get to see the whole game. There are actual super special, super secret levels that the game gives to you. We're not going to be playing that. That's not part of normal 80% anyways. Here we got a slider puzzle. We all like our slider puzzles. Of course, most of this game is a slider puzzle. We're going to wait for these spikes to do their thing. Hey, thank you. Brought it right to me. Now the hardest hammer puzzle in the game, aside some of the shenanigans in the special levels, this level just sucks. All right, so we're going to do this the best way we can. We have notes here. The bottom row is up, up, left, up, and the top row is left, down, left, down, left, right. And we do need to swiggity swank that the other way. I totally screwed that up. So, down left. That's fine. Left. I swiggity swanked that the wrong way. There we go. Now we got the swiggity swank the right way. It's gonna hit that. It's gonna pop it up. Ah, yeah. Alright, boss time. Final boss. Let's go. And this last boss is no joke. This boss is rough. He takes 5 hits. And he is troublesome. The palace was sealed into the world of the Wizard King, Sob Sob. Now magic rain is falling. The gate to the magic world is going to open. Please, Kickle, beat the Wizard King and get the palace back. And save the final princess and beat the game. Yes, we are going to a little overestimate again. I apologize. But that's going to give the next person a few extra moments to get ready. Which I believe is going to be, at this point... let's see. Virus returns with Twin B. So definitely look forward to Twin B. Gonna give you just a few extra moments there. And our magical musical rainbows are gonna open up the Ice Palace. We're gonna go in there and kick some Wizard King butt. So you wanna guess what the Wizard King is? Anybody wanna take a guess what the Wizard King is? Yay! Kickle is falling through ice shards. Good thing he dodges every single one of them like a boss. That'd be a heck of a stage. Dodge icicles coming up at you. Reminds me of Ninja Spirit. Shoutouts to Bald Nate. He is one of your own kind wearing a bucket on his head. How can you think to defeat me? Wah! And he shoots out bouncy balls of death that you must freeze. And he jumps up in the air and tries to butt stomp you. We're going to go over to the left a little bit so he can butt stomp in the wrong direction. So we can use this to our advantage. Whoops, I screwed that up. That's fine. That's 2. It's 3. So every time you hit him, he gets a little faster. So your horizontal movement is crucial in this. And I think it was 3 or 4 there. He should go down after 2 more hits. Yep, he gets much faster. He gets up faster to the point that you can't actually dodge him anymore. Oh, bugger. You can go ahead and smash that. I don't care. Oh, bugger. Oh, bugger. Oh, bugger. Got him. And that is GG. A little overestimate, but that is Kickle Cubicle. That was the defeat of the Wizard King. You got to see the entirety of the main game. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me this morning. It is 8 o'clock Eastern, and we are getting ready to pass this on to our next streamer. Again, thank you very much for joining us this week for RGLove 3, our 3rd annual Retro Gaming Love event. Don't go anywhere. We got a whole full another day of awesome game, awesome content. So stay tuned. If you had a chance to donate, fantastic, awesome. We love you very much for it. If not, that's okay. We're happy that you're here. We're happy that you've given us the opportunity to given support that you have to us. But again, stay tuned. We're gonna get this passed over, and we're gonna see this happen. Okay, looks like Virus is gonna need a couple minutes to tell you what. Let's see the awesome end sequence, shall we? Oh, you Kickle, you came around. You were blown away when the world of the Wizard King disappeared. Now all of the palaces are back, and the Fantasy Kingdom has been revived. Thank you indeed, Kickle. No one is happier than my daughter Mira. Isn't it so, Mira, my dear? Oh, no kidding, Father. I was really worried about you. It was a good deed. This is just to show my thanks. Smooches! Thus, peace was restored to the Fantasy Kingdom, which had been covered by darkness, and the palaces were once again joyful. Kiku happily married Princess Mira and became the Prince of the Kingdom, and the Fantasy Kingdom was filled with happiness and dreams